Hi everyone, and welcome to a Knit California vlog. My name is Leslie. I'm Knit California here on YouTube and also over on Instagram and TikTok. And this is the start of a cozy self-love weekend vlog. I am on the up and up and recovering from a little cold that I had earlier this week, and I've been wanting to film another weekend vlog. You know, I did Vlogmas throughout all of December. I really enjoyed it. And so I'm thinking, you know, maybe of doing a vlog like once a month or so. And I've got a whole free weekend ahead of me, and I figured this would be a great time to film one and show you what I'm up to. Lillipup. The pups are very excited for a cozy vlog because it means lots of love and cuddles for them. To be honest though, that's not any different from any day over here, so... This is Lillipup. I think what she really wants is dinner, but... Okay. Okay. It is Friday afternoon. I have logged off of work for the day, and for the rest of today at least, the plan is to play video games with the family, I think eat some leftover pizza for dinner, and cast on my Farnham sweater by the Knit Pearl Girl. I made this swatch yesterday, the day before, earlier this week, and I love it so much. And I think I'm ready to cast on. So I think that's gonna be the plan for tonight. Have a fun little cast on party, play some cozy video games, although I'm sure we're gonna be playing like Mario Party or Mario Kart or something, so I don't know if that necessarily fits the cozy vibe. There's gonna be a lot of yelling and screaming going on, but it'll be fun nonetheless. So let's get into it. Let's have a fun weekend vlog, shall we? Okay, so I'm gonna cast on my Farnham sweater, whoops, but I need to double check the math really quick because my gauge is a little bit off compared to what the pattern gauge is. So my swatch measures 24 stitches per 4 inches. Am I focused here? And the pattern gauge is 22 stitches per 4 inches. The reason why this different, well, the main reason for this difference is that the yarn that I'm using is actually a sport weight yarn. It's this lovely Dusty Yarn Co. Alpaca Sport. It's a 3-ply 100% baby alpaca yarn, and it's a sport weight, and the pattern really calls for fingering plus DK. So what I have done, which I kind of gave a sneak peek at in one of my previous videos. Was it my yarn stash update video? I'm making a gauge calculator. I think at some point I want to have this on my website and be available for download, but I need to like perfect it, make sure it works first. But I'm thinking, I know that this can work. So let me show you my idea. Okay. This is very elementary, just recording my screen here. But basically, I put in the pattern gauge, and then this is my gauge over here on the right-hand side. And I'm looking at this bottom section here. So the pattern gives me the body circumference in inches. So the size I want to make is the 55-inch bust. And I calculated here that it equals, I think it equals 302 stitches. So I need to double check that that math is correct, but it should be. If I've got 22 stitches per 4 inches, then I'm gonna have X stitches for 55 inches. So that's gonna be 55 divided by 4 times 22, which is what I did. All right. 55 divided by 4 times 22. Yes. So then over here, this needs to be the number of stitches. I actually want the number of stitches to be the same. So if this stitches is the same, then what is the circumference going to be? So 302.5 stitches is X inches. So I'm going to do this times 4 divided by 24. I think that's right. It makes sense. 50.4 inches. So yeah, that makes sense. So now I just need to think, am I going to be okay if my garment is only 50.4 inches instead of like the, you know, recommended ease of, the recommended ease for this pattern is like 14 inches, which is a lot. So am I okay with 8 inches of positive ease, or should I go up to the next size, which would be, let's see, 57.25 inches, and then my garment with this same gauge would be 52 inches. I might do that. Good morning. Welcome to my bathroom. The plan for today is to go to the grocery store, do normal grocery shopping for the week, and then I want to come home and bake. I was gonna make muffins, but I found this recipe in the new to me, Paul Hollywood cookbook, baking book, for this like lemon drizzle cake, and that sounds really good. So we're gonna bake that. And I wanna make butter. When I was in Ireland, we went to Sandra Coote's Crafts of Ireland studio and she made butter for us. And ever since then, that was in October, I've been talking about I wanna make butter, and I think this cozy vlog is the perfect excuse to sit down and finally do it. Well, not sit it down. I'll be standing and finally do it. And I've got some knitting goals that I need to complete also before the end of the day, before tomorrow when I film the next podcast. So that's what today has in store for us. Of course, I'm going to take you along as we go. And so I need to get ready. As I'm getting ready here, I wanted to talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, Luisa. We're moving into February, Valentine's Day is around the corner, and Luisa is celebrating something truly special this year, self-love. That's why the theme of this weekend vlog is all about being cozy and self-love, because loving yourself is just as important as sharing love with others. To honor this, Luisa is hosting a spectacular sale with discounts up to 25% off. So it's the perfect opportunity for you to treat yourself to something you love and deserve. Let me tell you though why I love Luisa jewelry and why I wear it so often. Luisa prides themselves on making earth-friendly jewelry that lasts, bridging the gap between quality, accessibility, and sustainability. You can go on their website and read their impact reports. Their prices start as low as $29, and I can personally vouch for the quality. These are the Julia earrings that I've literally been wearing for like 2 or 3 months since I got them. I haven't taken them off, and they still look as good as they did the first day I got them. I'm also gonna be wearing today the new Jill bracelet, and I'm also going to be wearing this new to me Rowena bracelet. And I picked out the Rowena bracelet because I already have the matching Rowena necklace. And I thought it would be really fun to wear them together. Okay, let's get the rest of my outfit ready because I can't go in my sweatpants. Okay, I'm not done yet. It's a little chilly outside, so we're definitely gonna need this. Did you see my The Knitter tarot card shirt? And hat to finish the look. Click the link in the description box down below to shop your favorite self-love jewelry pieces from Luisa, up to a 25% off discount. And thank you again to Luisa for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's head to the grocery store. And you may be wondering, Leslie, why are you getting all dressed up just to go to the grocery store and have a cozy day at home? Well, self-love is really about doing whatever you want. So I felt like it. I don't wear bracelets very often. I'm usually wearing my watch. And since I'm still like recovering a little bit from my cold, I'm not, doing anything with my watch, tracking any workouts or anything. So we're gonna have our little bracelet, necklace, cozy time this weekend. I'm sorry if I'm saying cozy too much. Just deal with it. Okay, so it's time to make butter. We're gonna try. So I watched Sandra Coots do this, and that's pretty much the only experience I have. But it was pretty easy. You just pour the heavy whipping cream into your KitchenAid and turn it on and let it go. So that's what we're gonna do. This thing is so heavy. Want this one? And I have like 1.5 cartons of this. Oh, let me make sure. Doesn't smell. Yeah. 1.5 cartons of this, so we should be good. It's getting warm in here. I'm not like an expert at using my KitchenAid. I've only really used it a few times since getting this as a wedding gift in 2021. So I really need to use it more, which is why we're making stuff today. This is the heavy cream I'm using. Okay, now lock it. And oh, you know what we need? This thing to shield. Does it snap on or just sit on top? How does this work? That's for my food processor. We'll use this for like the first level defense, and then we'll just put a towel over this so it doesn't spray everywhere. But we're just gonna turn it on. And start whipping. Okay, I stopped it, and OMG, look, we have butter and we have buttermilk. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything with the buttermilk. Look. Okay, you can see it was splashing everywhere, leaking, which is why we have the towel and stuff. Oh my gosh, okay. Look. Okay, somehow we need to like squeeze this out, get all the buttermilk out of the butter. So we're gonna figure out how to do this. Okay, so what if we like, oh my gosh, okay. Put it in here, put this in here, take this off. And get all of this out. Oh my gosh. Okay, she had these like wooden paddles. Did I say that already? And she like paddled all the butter to like make it smooth and make it stick, which I don't have. I don't even have like a wooden spoon. So we're just gonna try to like squeeze this in the towel. We're gonna squeeze out the milk that's still in there. Really the best towel for this, honestly. Okay. It's a little like, I don't know if it's like it seems too pliable, you know? Still a little wet. I'm gonna put it in this bowl because we should add some salt to it too. These are the only paddle-like spoons that I have. See, it's still wet. How do I get all the milk out of it? I feel like that was a lot of salt, but like this is kind of a lot of butter, so it tastes like butter. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm honestly gonna call that a success. I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this in the fridge, and then, what time is it? It's almost 11 o'clock. So in a little bit, when it like, maybe it all hardened up a little bit, I bought this, I was looking for like a rosemary sourdough bread at the grocery store and they didn't have any. So I just got this Asiago artisan bread. So we're gonna try the butter with the bread in a little bit. So let me get all this cleaned up, put this in the fridge, and then we'll see. That little, okay, this little bite that I took is good. And I can taste the salt, so I don't think I need to put any more in. But oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I've got this giant bowl of butter. Okay, this is the moment of truth. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's like melting. So good. I was gonna give one of these to Joel, but it looks like he's taking a nap, so I guess I'll just have to eat all of them. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna go upstairs and check on the status of my projects. These guys are very jealous. I know, Buff. I know, Rookie. Thank you. Okay, so apparently you're supposed to wash the butter in cold water and like massage it a little bit, and that should help get the rest of the buttermilk out of it. Yes, I already tried it and ate a bunch of it, but we're gonna try washing it now and see if that helps. Because you can still tell it's like got all the buttermilk in it. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it, so this is gonna be interesting. Get butter all underneath, ew, all under my nails. Okay. That's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, so okay, I mean, not much. Oh, okay, there's some coming out of it, never mind. Oh, but okay, don't say that. I'm just squeezing butter through the towel. That's not what I wanted. Oh my god, that's so weird. Look what I did. Oh my gosh, this is a disaster. No, it's not a disaster. We just don't really know what we're doing. You know, it looks a little bit better, I think. All right, well, that's as good as it's gonna get because that's the amount of work I'm willing to put in right now. Lillipop. Okay, I think some of the butter like splashed onto the camera lens while I was making that, so if some of those last shots seemed smudged or out of focus, that might be why. Okay, that was a very, very cozy activity, and I can't wait until tonight. I'm thinking of maybe making some like spaghetti and meatballs because I bought some meatballs from the grocery store, and then having bread and butter. Dip it in the sauce. Okay, that's our cozy Saturday night plan. I'm sorry for all the congestion if you can still hear it. I can hear it myself, but sometimes you don't hear it as much on other people. But I wanted to look over my plans. So if you watched my last podcast episode, like the new way that I am structuring my podcasts is based off of my weekly knitting goals. And so between last week's podcast, which I'm filming all the podcasts on Sundays now, trying to, the plan, between last week's and this week's, which I'm gonna film tomorrow, I have a couple more goals on my list that I haven't completed. I did one, let me check this off. I started number 4. So really the only thing is, well, 2 things. I want to finish up the ball of yarn that I'm using on my cowl cardigan. This is how much I have left. I think if I just sat down this afternoon, I could probably do it because I would like to start working on one of the sleeves. I just joined in the round. Well, it's a cardigan, so in the round. I joined all the panels. I've got like 1.5 inches maybe under the arm. But I want to do the sleeves, so I make sure they're the length I want, and then since I only have 5 balls of yarn, I'll just knit the body with whatever I have left, and I should be good. I knit my green one that I was wearing earlier this morning with 5 balls of worsted weight yarn, so we should be good. But that was my goal, was to finish that ball of yarn so that I could start the next section tomorrow. And then I would like to recast on my Oslo hat. I talked about this in the last podcast, well, 2 episodes ago now for you. I started this on 3.75 millimeter needles and I want to go down to 3.5 millimeters. I think the density and the feel of the fabric for the hat will be better at a tighter gauge since I'm just using a single strand of DK instead of 2 strands of fingering weight held double. So I need to get that done. Also, I need to keep working on that. This is going to be a gift for a friend, and every time I look at it, I kind of feel bad that I haven't gifted it to them yet because it's not done. And then selfishly, I want to keep working on my Farnham sweater. This is what I was casting on last night, so I'll give you a little view of it in the daylight. I don't know. I got 1 stripe and I'm still working through the short rows, so I'm just going back and forth. I would love to be done with the short rows by the time I film the podcast tomorrow because it'll make it easier to showcase if, you know, the needles aren't, if it's not in the round, if it's flat. So I guess, yeah, that's all my knitting plans for this afternoon. So I think we definitely can get those done. There's not much of that yarn ball left. Recasting on this hat, easy peasy, and then working on my Farnham. That's totally easy. The other things, well, there's one other thing that was on my list was to cast on another sweater, but I don't think I'm going to cast that on since I just cast on one yesterday. I feel like 2 sweater cast ons in 1 weekend is kind of a lot. So I think I'm gonna save that one for later. But anyways, let's start knitting. I'm excited. Cozy afternoon knitting session. I put my cozy pants back on. Okay, well, look how close I was to being done with this row. But I did finish this ball of yarn. That's hilarious. I guess maybe I'll wind up the next ball, finish this off, and then start the sleeve, because, like, that's fine. It's just that. Anyways, we're gonna move on to frogging and then recasting on our hat. All right, we got our cast on done. I'm gonna knit a few rounds on this, just chill, see how far we get. And then I don't know, it's only 1 p.m. and I'm done with my goals for this week, yay! But I need to like actually make some progress on this too, so that's what we're gonna do. Good morning. It's Sunday and I didn't sleep very well last night. I was woken up by lots of snoring and Rocky likes to sleep basically on my pillow. And I was just having some buddies right here. I was having a little bit of anxiety about the upcoming week ahead. A little bit of the Sunday scaries in the middle of the night. I've been blowing my nose a lot. It's a little bit red. But anyways, today we are going to film the podcast. And if I have time, I would like to film one additional video to have ready to go up next week, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to film a regular podcast episode next week on Sunday. I'll be out of town, so it'll be a little bit late, but I would like to put a video up next Monday, so we'll see. This morning, there are so many ends on this project, it's a mess. You saw me cooking breakfast, but before that I got up at like 6 because I couldn't sleep, and I was working a little bit more on my Ingrid sweater. I finished the cross hatching section, so I'm really happy. I kind of wanted to get to this point for the podcast today, just to show a little bit more on the front neck. It's not very good, but look how many ends this has. This is like, I'm gonna need to weave these ends in this weekend, next weekend, this coming week, because this like stresses me out. Majorly stresses me out. But yeah, before we get ready for the podcast, I did want to wind up the next skein for my Cal cardigan and just get this last, what is this, like 10 stitches, 11, no, 20 stitches knit up so that this is ready to go for the podcast. And then we're gonna get ready and we're going to film it. I'm gonna show you my process for setting everything up and the end of the podcast as well, kind of like what the bed looks like once I've thrown everything on it after I'm done talking about it. And yeah, we'll go on with the day from there. So let's get this skein wound up. So these are the last 3 skeins I have. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but these two kind of match. They're a little bit like lighter in general, compared to this one is a little bit more like punchy in color and matches the rest of the cardigan. So I'm gonna save this one for the body. I'm gonna wind these, one of these two up and use these for the sleeves. So it's my plan to try to make it a little bit more cohesive so there isn't like weird color gaps or anything. When I join a new skein of yarn, I literally just drop the old yarn and start knitting with the new one. And eventually I might tie these two ends together, just so that the yarn doesn't fall out, and then at the end I weave the ends in. That's it, easy peasy. Cool, ready for the podcast. All right, let's get ourselves ready. Ourselves, there's only one of me. Let's get my face ready and get dressed. Okay, so to prepare for a podcast, first we need to get the camera and microphone all set up. So I film all my podcasts on this Canon, what is it? EOS 90D DSLR. Battery, check. SD card, still in the computer from last week when I exported. Battery is full. Okay, good. So we need to get this set up on the tripod. Make sure it's level and in a good spot. And then I use this external microphone. It's this Movo. I just got it on Amazon. And it plugs right in to my DSLR. We need to make sure the fluff is not in the frame, so that's why I needed to fix it. I don't know what you can see. I'm looking at myself in this viewfinder, but that's not the one filming. Oh, this is gonna be a mess. Okay, anyways, that's what I do to set up the camera and the microphone, and now I need to get my projects ready. So I'm going to double check in my journal, since that's what I'm using now to plan out each of the podcasts, double check that I have all of my projects ready to go and a full skein of yarn so that I can show it on the podcast. So, and I'm gonna kind of put them in order. I'm gonna try to, at least, on the bed. Okay, so this is what it looks like from my side. I have all my projects lined up, and if I had any, like, well, I do have some acquisitions, but they're already like in projects, so if I had any acquisitions, they would also be here. But yeah, this is what I use to go through everything, and that's it. At this point, I am ready to get started. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Knit California podcast. My name is Leslie. I'm Knit California here on YouTube and also over on Instagram and TikTok. And today is episode 3 of my 2024 podcast series. Okay, so I finished filming the podcast. It took a little bit longer than I thought it would. I needed to take a break towards the end because my throat just gave out and I had a little cough drop and then finished it up. What? Oh, he's so jealous. Okay. Here is the state of the bed post podcast. And I have my Oslo sweater, not Oslo sweater, Oslo hat over here. And my notebook. And so now we just clean everything up. And I will clean everything up and I start downloading the footage onto my computer. So let's do that. Good morning, it's Monday morning and I'm here to close out the vlog. I had a great cozy little weekend at home, knitting a ton, making that butter, and sharing it with you, vlogging it. So I want to say another huge thank you again to Luisa Jewelry for sponsoring today's video. A reminder, click the link in the description box down below for your self-love jewelry and to get up to 25% off your order. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I will see you on the next one. Bye!